All right, we're gonna play another clip from Jose Pepe Mujica. It's also from that Human documentary. Joshua, I definitely want your thoughts on this. And again, I follow my intuition about these things. I've sort of, have the sense that if I think something's worth reading and looking at is relevant for the times, then I'm just going to kind of go with that. And I also wanted to play this other segment. I think it's about 2 minutes, and then we'll all get our reactions and wrap up. There's a new video. Unfortunately, I'm not a Spanish speaker, which I really wish I was, but there's a video going around of Mojica in quarantine at his farm. And if anybody can translate that for us, that would be amazing. But this is from 2015, Jose Pepe Mujica.
Tiene que crecer, porque si no crece es una tragedia. Inventamos una montaña de consumo superfluo y hay que tirar y vivir comprando y tirando. Y lo que estamos gastando es tiempo de vida. Porque cuando yo compro algo, o tú, no lo compras con plata. Lo compras con el tiempo de vida que tuviste que gastar para tener esa plata. Pero con esta diferencia. La única cosa que no se puede comprar es la vida. La vida se gasta. Y es miserable gastar la vida para perder libertad. Como nosotros somos un país chico, el presidente no tiene un avión presidencial acá. Y nos habían planteado mucho, ¿no? Nosotros decidimos comprar en Francia un helicóptero muy caro, que tiene una sala de cirugía y una cantidad de servicios para ponerlo en el medio del país. En lugar de comprar un avión presidencial, compramos un helicóptero porque eso va a servir instalado en el medio del país para salvarle la vida a gente en los accidentes y tener un servicio permanente que pueda socorrer rápido. Esta cosa tan simple, ¿eh? Ver el dilema. ¿Compro un avión presidencial o compro un helicóptero para salvar vidas? Esa es la constante. Me parece que la sobriedad tiene que ver con estas cosas. Yo no estoy planteando volver a las cavernas, o tener que vivir abajo de techos de paja. No estoy planteando eso. No es eso. Lo que estoy planteando de darle la espalda al mundo del despilfarro y de los gastos inútiles y de las casas impresionantes que necesitan después 3, 4, 5, media docena de sirvientes. ¿Para qué todo eso? ¿Para qué? No se precisa. Se puede vivir con mucho más sobriedad y gastar los recursos que se tengan en cosas que la sociedad verdaderamente sí son importantes para el conjunto. Esto significa el sentido republicano de la vida, que se ha perdido en la política. Porque si fuera para tener cortes de reyes y señores feudales y vasallos que se paran en el puente para tocar corneta cuando el señor sale de cacería, para todo eso, seguíamos con el mundo antiguo. ¿Para qué hicimos revoluciones en nombre de la igualdad y todo lo demás? Y ahora...
So obviously I love all of that. And I think it's really interesting because specifically in a Latin American context, going after that kind of extravagance has a different tone to it, because there still is almost more of some of those like just old style feudal structures in place. I mean, I think United States is a deeply feudal society, but more of that culture of of basic luxury and servants, even amongst some elements of the middle classes. So it has a certain punch in that context. And then there's also the global lesson. I think about wealth disparities and ecological waste generally. And I think also something where I want to balance. I don't believe in lifestyle politics. I don't believe it's about people's personal behavior in any sort of way. I think we really need to move the hell away from that. And I also think the dialectic is there's nothing actually wrong, especially in a time like this, of really rethinking what kind of presence and what kind of footprint we can have. And I love the balance he brings to it. He's like, no, I'm not I hate poverty. I'm trying to cut poverty. I want people to live well. I want people to have good lives. But I am talking about this tremendous waste and also the conflict between this endless consumerism and what actually makes up our lives.
I think the first part of that clip was very important, too, specifically because it's doing the kind of work of exposing commodity fetishism, right, which is something that Marx wrote about. And just be very specific about that, because people put their own meaning on those words. What that means specifically is the obscuring of the relationship. So instead of seeing that social relation between people, which he explains there, is like you're giving somebody your time, like through money, people start to see relationships between things. And it's actually like reclaiming and making sure that we're recognizing those social relations that are fundamental to all economic activity. That's something that's very important. And I think that he did a great job at that clip. That's one, it's important politically for us to understand that, but that clip brings out an emotional reaction to us because it's about reclaiming basic human understanding of our experience with one another, with the things around us, with the world that we interact with, and like try and demystify those relations that we have been enculturated for so long to see as real instead of what they actually are, which are very concrete, human relations with one another. Instead, we see, we turn these commodities and these kind of social relations into these myths, and breaking through that is something that feels very liberating for us on a spiritual level. And I think that that's exactly the kind of moment that we're seeing there. And I think that's really important that we keep hitting that as much as possible.
Yeah, I love how he articulates abundance, and that abundance is possible for all of us if we redefine abundance not as the material excess of a few and the material excess aspirations of everybody else, but that, and I think this is true largely of a lot of movements in Latin America, where there's a demonstration of we can build a society where the real things that fulfill us, we have an endless supply of love, of connection, of community, of interdependence, of all of the things that make us human and give us purpose. But in order to actualize those things, we need a material baseline of being able to survive, of being able to have, a helicopter to do emergency services, for example, in which was his description, that there's a material basis for us to actualize that kind of more communal abundance that we can give each other as humans. And I think that part of what he was sharing holds both of those things in a really thoughtful way.
Yeah, exactly. Matt? And you saw people were sending us the snake emojis. And so I said I would not participate in liberation anymore. Maybe I wanted servants for self-care. That's not just having normal servants. That's me engaging in self-care. Actually, Pepe Mujica, Elizabeth Warren is promising. Okay. I could not imagine two bigger polls there. All right, guys. Joshua Kahn Russell, thanks a million as always. You just watched a Michael Brooks Show video. Subscribe to get them all. Why wouldn't you? Don't be foolish. Click subscribe below and become a patron as well. Patreon.com/TMBS. Thanks, everybody.